The board just released a statement and said that it has decided that for a period of 10 years, Will Smith will not be permitted to attend any events.
What's the reaction?
You know, you mentioned that you didn't anticipate it, at least not for 10 years. I don't think any of us anticipated it would be a full 10 years.
So Will Smith has been banned from attending the Academy Awards for the next decade. Now, I don't really have much to say about that in particular, but what I really have to comment more on is just what we can learn from Will and Jada's relationship and how publicizing all of your relationship problems to the world is something you might not want to do, especially when you're on the level of fame and status that those two are. Well, really him, you know what I'm saying? When you're on that level, it's really just not something you want to do because essentially you're just opening yourself up for endless harassment, which is what's happened. Endless memes, even before the slap. You know what I mean? Essentially, Will Smith is far more invested in the relationship than Jada. Will Smith cares far more about Jada than Jada cares about Will Smith. And she basically openly says that she's not attracted to him and she really ain't feeling him like that. So this really is what it stems from. They have a very tumultuous and toxic relationship that the entire public follows because they decide to broadcast it to everyone to see.
Of course, that was before he resigned from the Academy, which is something that Will Smith did on his own in the days following the Academy Awards telecast, which this infamous slap happened at. So after he resigned, I kind of thought they may come back and say, okay, he's taken responsibility and that's going to be enough. But clearly they've decided that he's not going to be able to attend events for a full decade.
Now let's get to what Will could have and should have done. I mean, what he did was literally option number 3,000. Out of all the things that he could have done, that was option number 5,000. Let me take it a step further. Okay, here's the things he could have done, right? First of all, the joke, who cares? It was nothing. It wasn't offensive. I mean, if that was offensive to you, grow up. Stop being a punk. Jada Pinkett Smith is a beautiful, famous multimillionaire who was sitting in the front row of a show where a comedian was on stage. So, you know, miss me with that BS. So we have that, right? So even if it was so offensive, Will could have just talked to Chris backstage, off camera, if it was really that big of a deal, or they could have just laughed it off like everyone else did who was getting talked about. But again, it's not just a slap, but when he went back and sat down and screamed out what he screamed out, he had an emotional breakdown. That wasn't normal. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was in his right state of mind, there's no way that he would have done that. He could have talked to Chris backstage. He could have brushed it off. I mean, there's so many things he could have done, but what he did was the opposite of strength. And, you know, anybody with half a brain sees that he had an emotional breakdown. That wasn't normal.
What's that mean for potential nominations in the future? I mean, he got to keep the Oscar. I don't think many people expected it would be revoked. What do we know about that?
No, I mean, I don't think that was ever on the table. I mean, there's so many other people out there that have done far more egregious things than slap somebody on the Oscar stage, as terrible as that was. If he is nominated, for instance, his film Emancipation for Apple TV, which is getting so much buzz, there is no release date yet. You know, what if he's nominated in the future? Does that mean that he just watches it from home like the rest of us? We're waiting to see what Will Smith is going to say about this. When he resigned a week ago, he said, I will accept whatever the consequences.
I mean, you know, the Academy Awards have banned Will Smith for the next decade, but that's nowhere near the end of the repercussions from this. I mean, Jada came out after he did that and she was like, well, Will was out of line. I mean, time after time after time, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't stand behind him fully. And it's like, you're still with her. And that's your problem, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole world looking at your issues. And, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to be a counselor for you. But, you know, not only are you banned from the Academy Awards, but you're probably not going to be able to get any great movie deals for years as well. People are going to be trolling you for years. You're not going to be able to do any interview without them asking you about that, probably for the rest of your life. All for a couple of seconds. So it's really unfortunate that happened. I really hope that he can get things together and that, you know, he can really just find a way out of this and become more mentally healthy because he's a legend at the end of the day. And he's just a man. He's just a person. And, you know, I think that he can make it out of this and I hope that he does. But it was just a terrible decision to go up there and do what he did. It just really was.